What's going on, everyone? In this one I'm going to show you an example of using my golden strategy. As I did say before, I'll say it again, I love the strategy too much. Okay, I never really wanted to share this, but again, it is I do believe ICT goes through SMC concepts and stuff like this, and I do think some people who trade ICT might actually have already traded the strategy. So this strategy is so good. To be fair, I don't know anyone who trades it. They might, because again, it's ICT. But again, it is very hard to find. So for me, for example, I wasn't profitable for a very long time, and then I went through one strategy, I was profitable on that, and that stopped working, and then another one which is still working but not as great. But then I went through this only requires 2 hours, no sorry, 1.5 hours a day, or two, no, this is the 2 hour one, sorry. It only requires 2 hours a day of trading, 8 to 10. And like, I'll tell you the truth, it works so beautifully well. Yeah, you can't just go wrong with it, you know what I mean? So anyway, let's get straight into this. Okay, so what do we do first? Okay, we go and mark 10 o'clock right here, all the way to 7 o'clock. Okay, well, so let me tell you something first, okay? So you might say, well, oh no, we have been in a consolidation and stuff like that. But the main move for the start, like for the most of it, was actually bearish, okay? So this is something else which I failed to actually say because I never like saw a market which moved like this. So yeah, we had a move towards the downside. So when we have a move towards the downside like this deep, it means that in the daily candle, we've created a wick towards the downside, okay? So now what we're doing is we're looking for bullishness. Of course, yeah, we had this bullishness right here, but in fact, it only closed. So if you take it from this right here, this is where it opened. It only closed this high above this zone right here. Okay, so the real move for like the Asia session, I would in fact say it was actually bearish. Okay, it was actually bearish, I would say. So yeah, when you understand daily candles, then you'll understand what I'm saying. So the daily candle, when it opened right here, and then we created a wick towards the downside, right? Because we had all this movement down, and then we're gonna create a body starting to move up towards the upside. Okay, so what we're going to look for is we're looking for buys. Okay, so now we mark out 8 o'clock and then we start trading at 8 o'clock. So this is 8 o'clock. So now at 8 o'clock we start looking for a break of a high. So straight away 8 o'clock hit right here, we get a break of this high. Boom, straight away. Okay, we get a break of that high, and we're looking for buys, right? It's super easy. We're looking for buys and we broke a high. So now what we do is we take Fibonacci from the recent low to the recent high. So from this low to this high. Yeah, what you can do is you can take it from this low right here. You would have missed your entry though. Or you can take it from this low right here, which seems a little bit better, you know what I mean? But it's a little bit too much of a sniper entry. But I'll show you how you would have 100% got into this entry, okay? 0.62, boom. Straight. Just enter from it. I mean, you might say, well, oh my god, no, this strategy is too easy. Literally what you're doing is you're following one of the key zones, 0.62. This also has a breaker block, so price broke this order block right here, retested it, and then price went up, so it's also a breaker block. The daily candle and stuff like that, it follows through. You have this imbalance above right here. So everything is kind of leading to our direction. Again, just the one thing is that like from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, every single morning from 10 o'clock to 7 o'clock, we were in kind of consolidation. So every single morning in the general chat, if you guys ask what's your daily bias, then I'll say. If you guys don't ask, then I won't say. Say what's your daily bias? Do you think it's going to be bullish or bearish? GU, EU, because GU and EU is very similar, then I'll tell you, okay? But if you don't ask, I'm not going to tell you. So make sure you ask and I'll tell you my daily bias, whether I think it's going to be bullish from from 8 o'clock and upwards, or I think it's going to be bearish, okay? Boom. And most of the time, if market's not in like a consolidation range, I am right, okay? If it's something like this, I will be right, because if you understand daily candles, as I did say before, we had this massive move down, creating a wick towards the downside, and then we had a move up. Boom. Now I think it's going to move higher. That's it, okay? So yeah, again, what you can do is you can take it from this low right here, but again, with a 5 minute, I just like to take the low, okay? I don't want to really make it too low right here, because my stop loss is always going to be below this low. If I take it right here, why would my stop loss be below this low? My stop loss is going to be below this low, okay? So I'm going to take it from this low, boom, to the high, okay? Fibonacci 0.78, 0.62, okay? 1 minute time frame, I'll tell you how you would have 100% got your entry. So what many people might have also done is they might have been like, okay, I'm going to enter with the imbalance. Bro, I've tested this So many times I've seen usually taps off 0.62, which it did right here also on the 30th of March on the Thursday, okay? And yeah, so the way you would have entered this trade is that once you start seeing these like rejections, once you start seeing like these wicks start forming in the market, you probably would have been like to yourself, okay, I'm going to wait for price to touch. You probably wouldn't have got your entry, but when price starts going up really quick, your entry might have been here. It's okay. Just enter the trade. That's it, okay? And then another tip which I've got to tell you is that profit, okay? So profit, no, I didn't forget to tell you this. I'll tell you something else. So profit, again, literally, you're not going to really target here, are you? It's going to be like, you're just going to make a loss. So where you're going to target for this one, you can literally just target the imbalance. You can target an order block or something like that. Boom, order block like this. And look, it actually tapped into it, 1 to 2. And the win rate is extremely high. When I tell you it's extremely high, I mean it, I promise you, I mean it. It's very high, okay, the win rate. And then there you go. So after we hit 1 to 1, I usually move it to break even. But the problem with break even is that when you move it to break even, it means that you're not accepting the risk when you're into the trade. So I don't really recommend you move it to break even because you're not really accepting the risk. Just let it run to your TP. But break even is still completely fine. Okay, so as soon as we get like 1 to 1 RR, I wouldn't want to risk the 1 to 1 RR and profit which I'm running. You know what I mean? So I usually do move it to break even, but again, it's not like the best tip I can tell you, because sometimes what happens is it to just take profit. But unless you got like a moon take profit, unless you're like take profiting at 1 to 5 or something, then move it to break even. Please move it to break even. But if you're going to target 1 to 2, 1 to 3, bro, you don't really have to move it to break even. Just literally accept the risk, because in Forex you have to accept the risk. Okay, this is the best psychology tip I've got to tell you. You have to accept the risk. Okay, you cannot be afraid of entering the trade. And for the example of this one, price of Rand 3.8 RR, and look what happened. If you move it to break even and you had like a 1 to 5, if you were targeting 1 to 5, I would have 100% moved it to break even by now. And as I did say, 11:45 we start shifting in the market, and yeah, we did just start shifting before that, but then 11:45 till 12:45 we started moving up back again, as you can see. And this one ended up actually running all the way to like 1 to 6 or something. Oh no, sorry, 1 to 10, my bad. And yeah, so it didn't touch a break even, so you most likely would have been in a trade. But again, many of you, to be real with you, you would have entered the trade a little bit later, and with the spreads and stuff, they probably would have taken you out, because the markets are always rigged. You know, it's not really rigged, but yeah, I just like to say that. And yeah, it actually ended up running very nicely. So but most likely, again, as I did say, take profit somewhere right here. Okay, 1 to 2. And after this, you probably would have closed like 50%, 60% of your profits, moved it to break even. That's what I would like, 1% gain. And if you held it there, it would have been way nicer. 100 pips in profit on GU with a 10 pip stop loss. I did say GU 15 pip stop loss max, because GU stop loss are a bit wider for their candlesticks, and EU it's not like GU. So yeah, that's it. That's the way we like to enter the strategy. Works extremely well. Tweak it for yourself a little bit, and I'll be posting more of these sort of trade recap things. Yeah, take care everyone.